Chia. You guys are now listening to the Cron Pace podcast. I'm your host, the illustrious Mr. Sanchez. I got my co-host with me, Young Glizzy.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody watching. Hit the like, comment, subscribe. We're doing good, man. It's Memorial Day weekend. I had a lot of fun, man. How was your Memorial Day weekend?
It was fun, dude. I did a little barbecue, ate a little bit of lamb, a little bit of deer.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, had
That's
a good
what's
time.
up. That's what's up. Shout out to our great nation. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the soldiers, everybody who serves our country. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it was good. It was good. I went out of town with my new boo thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Had a good time.
Where'd you go?
I was in the next county over.
Next county.
Yeah, I was in Broward. It was cool.
That's good.
Yeah, we had fun. Let me tell you something about it. Broward's pretty lit. Like, again, there's some like shithole parts in Broward, but for the most part, people in Broward live better than us, dude.
I think you're just comparing that to like we're at like the bottom of the barrel though here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true. We're in the gutter, dude.
Yeah, we're in the gutter.
We're in the dumps, and I realized that. I
Yeah,
realized
dude.
that this weekend.
I try not to leave here so I don't think it's a shithole.
No, it is.
I know.
It definitely is.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, there was just like a lot. There's still like a mix of people. You know what I'm saying? You got Hispanics, whites, Haitians. You know what I'm saying? American black people, like all different kinds of people. But it's just like they're more chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like they have better malls than we do, and their gas stations are bigger, and they got less traffic, and people are kinder, and there's a Walmart everywhere, and there's a Target everywhere, and there's just, I don't know, bro, it's just not all that stress. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's nice, dude. If I was going to move, I would want to move somewhere where like there's nothing though. You know what I'm saying? Where the Walmart's like a 30-minute drive, dude.
Yeah.
That way I could just have my crops.
I don't know, dude. Miami's weighing on me. I think I could see myself relocating up there. You know what I mean?
I think you're just tired of the city life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The city life, it gets old.
It's something about the gas station robberies, the Glocks with the switches out here, the constant murder and death. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
That's kind of weighs down on me.
I mean, Broward has it though, dude.
It does.
Broward does.
For sure, but I'm not saying they don't get down and then there's not gully parts over there, you know what I mean? But for the most part, from what I witnessed, for your money, you get more in Broward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could come over here, you could go up to Cutler Bay.
Yeah.
You'll be pretty chilling in Cutler Bay.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. I don't know.
Cutler Bay's nice. Pinecrest is good.
I don't know, but it was good. We did some barbecuing, hung out beachside. You know what I'm saying? Spend some quality time together.
That's good.
You know what I mean? It's cool when you get into a new relationship. It's the best part, right? It's the best times.
The best part, yeah.
All your stories are new. They
Yeah.
look at you in a way that, they only look at you in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
After a while, they start not liking some of your
ideologies. They call you Poppy
ideologies.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I got a clean slate.
Yeah.
So let's
Keep
hopefully
it clean.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. You know what I mean? 100%. The ball's in my court. I ain't fucking it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I did have something happen to me this week, and I texted you about it, dude, and I thought it was interesting. I don't know. What's our topic that we're going to get into next?
Joe Rogan going to church.
Okay, so perfect. It's going to tie right into it.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, and I wanted to pray to God, right? I was sitting on the couch, and I'm seeing all this Christian content. You know, that black guy that we like, that preacher.
Philip Mitchell.
And bro, he's just speaking so passionate about it. And he goes, you got to be ready to die for that, right? And I was like, dude, you know what? I want to be that disciplined in my Christian faith. I want to be that disciplined when it comes to my religious faith and just disciplined in general, right?
Yeah.
So as I'm about to pray and ask God for the discipline, I close my eyes and I'm sitting there and I'm like, and then like a wave of reality came over me, right? This is how much I believe in God. That a wave of reality came over me. And I'm like, yo, hold on, wait. This might not be good. Because when you ask God for strength or health, we spoke about it in the last podcast, he gives you
Tests.
He gives you tests to get there, right? Yeah. If you ask God for love, he gives you a broken person, like you said. Yeah. You know, if you ask God for strength, he gives you problems to solve. Like, you know, he gives you obstacles to face.
Things to be strong about.
Yeah, things to be strong about. And then I was like, yo, but how would he discipline me? How would he make me get this discipline? And then I just stopped my prayer. And then I texted you.
What'd I tell you?
To do the prayer, not to be scared. That I forgot everything.
I told you that you were built for this.
Yeah.
You were designed for this, and you were chosen for this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at Jesus was chosen, right?
Yeah.
Moses was chosen.
Yeah.
Right? You know, all the I'm not saying you're a prophet. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying God's people are chosen. Right? Yeah. You didn't come to the faith out of your own thing. Like, it was a seed implanted in your heart, right?
Yeah.
And you found it and you flourished it. Now you're at the big game. So now it's time to walk what you talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're human. You know what I mean? You're going to slip. You're going to fall, but you're going to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep on going. You were meant for this. This is your destiny. This is why you were put on this earth. You know who your father is?
Yeah.
Jesus is your father.
That's a fact.
The king of all kings.
That's a fact, bro.
The lamb and the lion.
Yeah.
The feminine and the masculine. All accompanied in one. And that's who you are walking behind. You know what I'm saying? So don't be scared, my boy. We all fear. Fear is in all of our hearts. You know what I'm saying? Not fear of men. Not like you're scared of somebody else or you're a pussy. I'm not saying that.
No,
but
yeah.
Naturally, it's an instinct that we all have. And the same thing you said about being scared about what you pray for and stuff like that, I feel it too.
Yo, dude.
And I like to call myself fearless to an extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think everybody, if you truly 100% believe in God, Jesus Christ, or, you know, whatever you believe in, the moment you go to do that prayer or any prayer like that you feel is strong, like you just get this wave of, I don't know. Because, it's easy to pray and be like, God, I want to be rich. And then you don't get it. And you're just, right? But when you pray for, like, real shit, it gets hard.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't praying for nobody else. I wasn't praying for this. I wasn't praying for somebody's health. I wasn't praying for my loved ones. This time I decided to do a prayer to heal me.
Yeah.
And it felt I think it was too real for me. You know what I mean?
It's all right, bro. Shout out to you for being super honest about it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of men would say that, not even to another man.
I thought it was important.
Let alone on camera to the world.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, dude.
Yeah, I thought it was important. I feel like that's something a lot of people go through.
Yeah.
Because that was my first time I went through it, but figured I'll let people know, like,
but it
happens.
There's a saying, right? They say, if the dream isn't big enough, then it's the wrong dream, right?
Yeah.
If your dreams and your goals aren't big, then you got small dreams and goals, right? So imagine what your prayer should be.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yo, that's a real one. Yeah, that was real.
Yeah.
If your dreams and goals, say it again.
If your dreams and goals aren't big, then they're the wrong dreams.
Yeah.
You're not setting the bar high enough.
Yeah.
You know
and if your prayers,
imagine where if that's what your personal BS life that is like a drop in the sand in the world, if your dreams and goals you set them high, imagine what you're praying for, how big it should be and how important it should be. You shouldn't be scared of it. Is what you know what I'm saying is the point. Go big or go home, you know what I mean?
It gets scary whenever you're doing something like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Even sometimes with our business ventures, I get scared. And sometimes I be like, I don't want it to happen. But, you know, like, because I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it right now. It's not right. It's not the perfect time. It's not good, dude.
Nah, dude.
It is.
Screw it.
When you're doing the right thing, shit gets scary.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, you got a big meeting tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I hope you close that deal.
Hopefully.
You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully.
Yeah,
I'm scared about that one.
That'll improve your life.
Yeah,
like
it will.
That'll be dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, moving on to topics. We got Joe Rogan, dude, the one of the biggest atheists with the biggest voices in the world, has been regularly attending a church. That
is crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, being that I've watched his podcast and watch him down talk religion so often.
Yeah.
Back in the days.
Yeah,
it's
me
crazy
too.
how God comes around.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like people like that, right? Because he's so influential that if he's like talking and he's making sense, it'll kind of it could put doubt in your heart about things. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll be like, damn, that's Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? He's smarter than me. He's older than me. Like, he thinks it's crap. Like, you know what I'm saying? For a second, it could make you like backpedal, but you know, not me anymore. I could pretty much debate any atheist at any time. You know what I mean?
I'm not ready for debating no atheist.
I think atheists, they don't really have a leg to stand on.
I don't think they read the Bible.
No.
I think they know pieces of the Bible. I think someone that's atheist only knows pieces of the Bible.
Yeah.
Because how are you, like, you know, and then if you really go in deep into it, like Jordan Peterson, like, you know, like, talking about a man that studied a bunch of religions, and he's a religious man himself. So, you know, you kind of, if you don't read the Bible, it's
my experience speaking with atheists, a lot of them are like jaded because they either were like forced to go to church when they were kids, or they grew up in a super religious household. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up in a super religious household. I found my faith on my own already. Like, I always believed in God, but I didn't really get serious until I was in a coma, and then I came out. You know what I'm saying? Something like that happened to me, and then I was like, yo, I'm going all in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of them have grown up in the church, and bad things have happened to them in the church, right? Whether that be people were taking advantage of in that church, or maybe, you know, there was pastors that did things with some women or some, you know, kids, and that kind of news comes out, and it's like an atrocity, and they're like, bro, that can't be God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But really, it stems from bad things happening to them by religious people. Not like, they can't differentiate God from religion, right?
Yeah.
Like, people say, well, if, you know, the atheists say, if there is a God, then why does he allow so much like destruction in the world, and murder and famine and like all these terrible things in the world, right? And for a long time, when they would say that to me, I didn't really have a good comeback.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, well, you know, it's not how it works, you know? But as I've learned more, you know what I'm saying, as far as like famine and hunger and why people starve to death, you know, God has put enough food on the earth for everybody to eat 3,200 calories a day. You know what I'm saying? God strictly gave us rules to live by that say, do not kill, do not murder, right? So the question is not, why does God allow these things? God could ask us the same question. You know what I mean? If I gave you guys food, and I told you guys not to kill each other, and I told you guys not to commit sins, then why is the world that I gave you the way it is?
Exactly.
Because
because people think God moves us around like a pawn. Now, that wouldn't be free will, would it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, God gives you the option to have a relationship with him. God gives you the option to go to war or not to go to war. God gives you the option to give some of your money to the unlucky.
And God is not completely against war. There's wars all up and down the Bible, and God sided with the people he wanted to win the war.
Yeah.
The righteous people, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't mean, you know, that thou shalt not kill doesn't mean thou shalt not defend thyself. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
It goes like that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's people when they ask that question, I usually bring up free will.
Yeah.
Like, we have free will. We did that.
Exactly.
If the
sky was to open up tomorrow, and Jesus was to come down from the sky and tell everybody, look, this is what I want. This is what you guys aren't doing this right. Boom, 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 boom. He is going to come down one day. But if he was to come down tomorrow, open up the sky and reveal himself to the humanity, would humanity be the same, or would we all just be like robots?
I think humanity will be the same.
It wouldn't be the same.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will fall in line.
Everybody would fall in line. And then people wouldn't be people anymore.
I mean, there's like conspiracy theories about things like this happening, dude. And like, I don't want to get into them because they go deep.
I'm just telling you, dude, if an atheist was to sit down in a chair and God came down from the sky, right, sat down with the dude and spoke to him, that dude wouldn't be an atheist anymore.
Oh, yeah. Like, it feels like that. But, like, let's
Exactly.
say Jesus just arrives, right? And let's say he arrives somewhere in Africa first, right? We're not going to know. And if I saw that shit on camera, I'm going to say, that shit's fake. Like, you know what I mean? I really need it. But I'm sure I'll feel it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll feel the presence. Be like, yes, that is the chosen one.
Shout out to Joe Rogan. I'm glad that he is he's turning over a new leaf, and I know it's going to bring him peace.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's what Jesus does, dude.
He brings you peace.
Facts.
And morality.
Yeah. I'm still working on the morality part. I'm doing better.
Yeah, dude.
I'm doing better. You know what I mean? What else is going on? Trump's big, beautiful bill has passed.
It has passed, bro.
Yeah. So
with a bunch of promises kept.
Yeah, we got no tax on tips.
Fire.
Up to $25K, though. I didn't know that. But it's $25K we didn't have.
Gets me stuck a little bit, but okay, fire.
The big one also is no tax on overtime.
That's fire.
I personally am a salary employee, so I don't reap the benefits of that, but I have been an hourly employee where I've racked up a lot of money in overtime and seen that cut in half.
Yeah, because they take a lot from it.
And that sucks. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, like, putting in, like, crazy hours, bro, like 80 hours a week.
Fuck.
And the older guys on my shift would be like, nah, I don't do that. I'm like, dude, I got to do it because I got to this is the only way I make money. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, but it's not worth it. They take more than half of the money away. So I don't do it. Or I spend the time with my kids. I'm like, yeah, I understand that. But it's not going to be no taxes.
Yeah, that's true.
That.
It used to not be worth it.
Yeah. And they snuck in a little gift in there for the gun people. Now suppressors and silencers are no longer controlled items by the NFA.
That's fire.
So you don't have to pay the tax stamp, and you don't got to wait a year to get it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to me. I paid the tax stamp. I waited a year to get it.
Nerd.
Whatever. But at least my ears are safe.
That was dumb.
You know what I mean? And it looks cool on my AR.
Yeah. I remember when you did it, and you're like, yo, you should do it now. I'm like, nah, I'm going to do it later. Now, here's later. You don't even have to do it no more.
You know what I'm saying? But, bro, that law has been in for years and years and years. Who would have known it would have got flipped?
I didn't. That wasn't even mentioned at all. That's just a surprise gift.
Yeah, it was in there. Because, when they do bills like that, they sneak in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, moving on. The president of France got mushed in the face by his wife, and the cameras caught it. So he was getting out of a plane, and wife mushed him hard with two hands. Boom! And he went like that, and he looked at the cameras. He got shook, and then he got away from the screen, which just further lets me know that the French are a bunch of wussies and simps. And when Germany invaded them, they didn't fight for Paris. They just bent over. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean their leader's weak. And that woman's out of pocket.
It's super out of pocket, dude.
Yo, that's the president. Yo, look how hard it is to deal with women, dude. You could be the president of one of the biggest nations in the world, and your girl will still mush you, dude.
That's a fact, dude.
Yeah.
Like
you could be Jeff Bezos.
Yo, you can't make them happy, dude.
Dude, you could. That's where I was going.
You can't make them happy.
You could be Jeff Bezos and have $3 billion, and your girl won't be happy.
Yeah, she'll divorce you, take half your money, and then give it away to charity.
Yeah, she for sure.
Which is exactly what happened. I'm not giving a hypothetical.
No, no.
That's exactly what happened.
I know, dude. Damn. Oh, and he didn't get a prenup?
He's a dumbass.
I think the prenup only protects you from before.
From before, yeah. So, like, if you buy a house, you could do a prenup, and then now she won't get that house. But let's say,
else afterwards is fair
but
game.
I'm pretty sure, like, if the house gains property value, you have to give her some of that, too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, honestly, the prenup doesn't really save you no more.
Depends if you're already established or not.
I mean, yeah, if you're already...
Like if you're Elon Musk and you were going to get married tomorrow...
Yeah, but look, what's the point, dude? Because look, like when you get married, it's because you want to build with somebody. What's the point? Like a lot of women want to get with a man that's already established, but he's not going to respect you at the end of the day. Like when my idea with my woman now is that I'm going to build something with her. I'm going to become rich while I'm with her. She's going to have my back. That's the way God
intended.
Yeah, that's the way it should go. You know what I'm saying? So she is by the time, let's say in the future, she divorces me, and we buy a house together, and we've done all this stuff together, okay, she's well deserving of half of my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because she worked half to get it with you.
Yeah, she worked halfway to get it with me.
Yeah. But let's say you hit it big in real estate, and now you're divorced. You're 55. You're gonna marry a 21-year-old girl. You got 9 houses. She's got nothing but bad credit and a closet full of Shein clothes.
Well, then I'm a dumbass.
Then you gotta get a prenup. You feel me?
Yeah, but I'm a dumbass. Look at Shay, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but isn't
Shannon
that
Sharp, dude? That was a bad decision on his
but
part.
he wasn't getting married with her. He was just messing around. But you can't even.
You can't do that either, dude.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah, kind of.
Marriage, messing around, all that shit.
Yeah.
I say you just stay to yourself, dude.
The world's tricky, dude.
Yeah, get a wife early. If she divorces you, stay single, jerk off, live your life, dude. It's better.
Don't listen.
It's better off like that, dude. If you're rich.
Nah, you bugging.
Yeah, I think it's better off like that.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I don't
God
disagree.
put me here to love, dude.
Yeah,
I got a lot of love to give, dude.
I got love. I got one more.
I can't be at
the girl
house.
I have right now.
I can't be at the house beating my meat, dude. You wildin'.
Shit. I mean, you can go to Colombia.
There you go with the Colombian talk again.
Go to Colombia, dude. Live your life, come back, and then you're okay, dude.
All right, dude. Moving on, dude. We got Kid Cudi snitches on Diddy in the trial. Buried him. But is Kid Cudi a snitch for that?
Nah. I mean, you know, like the term snitch has to go with like, all right, 6ix9ine's a snitch. Mm-hmm. But if someone decks me in the face and robs me and I call the cops on them, I'm not a snitch. I'm not in that lifestyle.
That's what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
accept that
Kid
shit.
Cudi's not a gangster. He's a cross-dressing weirdo, dude.
Is he a cross-dressing weirdo?
Yeah. I seen him in a bride's outfit with makeup on.
Damn, dude.
So if you do crime against him, he's not a snitch for snitching on you.
Nah, dude, he's not a part of that lifestyle. I think snitch only goes like if you claim this lifestyle and then you snitch because you get caught.
Do you think Diddy was more jealous that his girl was with Kid Cudi because he was Kid Cudi, or do you think he was mad because a soft-ass mofo like Kid Cudi took his girl? Because I ain't gonna lie.
I would be mad that a soft-ass nigga took my girl.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if
But then again,
if
I'll
a
be
trainee
mad.
takes my girl, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm going to be pretty mad. Then again, if a tough-ass nigga took my girl, I'm going to be mad too.
Of course.
Like, I'll be pretty mad about that.
But, you know, a dude in a bride outfit wearing makeup and heels pulls up on your girl and takes her. I think I would hurt my ego more than just another dude.
Yeah, it'll hurt my ego.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'll piss me off.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, both suck.
But the guy in the dress with makeup, that hits different. Can we agree on that?
I mean, there had to be yeah, we agree on that. But there had to be something different going on, like for him though. Like he blew up his car, dude.
Well, he didn't really blow up his car. You know, let's not get it. He set it on fire, and they shut it off pretty quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
What exactly happened is, so first what happened is Diddy found out about Cassie, right? I guess he was talking crap to Cudi. Cudi told him to pull up to the house. So Diddy was like, I'm on my way, playboy. You know what I'm saying? Then Kid Cudi got shook and called the cops, right? A couple days later, somebody broke into Kid Cudi's house, wrecked his house, locked his dog up in the bathroom, and a message was sent, right? Then a couple months or maybe a couple years go by, and she's messing around with him again. So somebody goes to his Porsche, gets a knife, cuts open the roof because it's a convertible, you know, the fabric roof. They throw a Molotov cocktail in the car, which sets the interior of the car on fire. The car didn't blow up. Set the interior of the car on fire, they turned it off. But, you know, if you listen to the media, it sounds like
they blow it up.
Like they put C4 and dynamite inside the car and blew it to smithereens.
Yeah, it sounds like they American gangster is asked.
Like it was an assassination attempt, and it wasn't. It was just, I'm going to set your car on fire because you're a cross-dressing weirdo who sleeps with my girlfriend.
Yeah,
You know
I mean, do you think Diddy's going to get out?
I don't
like
know.
OJ?
I'm a little disappointed in Diddy on that, right? Because as men, right, we should never beef with other men about women, right? Like,
yeah,
if you could take my girl, you could have her. She was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she wasn't mine to begin with.
You know what I mean? She's obviously not into me. She's into you, so it sucks. The only way I would take it personally is if, like, the guy was, like, my best friend.
I'll take it personally if it's on my bed or in my house.
Yeah, that's true.
Not in my house.
Yeah.
You go sneak out, do that shit. Let me leave you.
Yeah, because, as players, as men, you know what I'm saying? If a man comes around and he's better than you and she chooses him, you shouldn't beef with the guy over it.
It's not
the
the
only
guy's
reason
fault, it's
why
girl's
I would
fault.
get mad at another guy is if, like I said, you were my best friend, you were in my inner circle, you were sneaking, talking, hitting on my girl when I wasn't around. Now I got beef with you on a personal level about it. You know what I'm saying? But if we're acquaintances, I might know who you are, but you're not cool with me like that. That's not worth fighting over.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Girls come and go, dude.
Yeah, and it ain't the guy's fault.
Yeah, for sure. All right. You think Diddy's getting off? I don't think so, dude. I think
That sealed the deal.
I think, yeah.
That he has a criminal enterprise. Yeah, that for sure. Will,
yeah, because he's sending goons to do his dirty work, and he's calling all the plays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a dude on the stand saying you did it. You know what I mean? And there's like escorts saying that you paid them to cross state lines to come to you and do dirt. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of like human trafficking in today's thing. Then
they gotta fix that.
Yeah. No, I mean I don't know how you could fix it.
Soliciting a prostitute, it's a different charge.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's a complete different charge.
Yeah.
Human trafficking is when you tie somebody up and you fucking stick them in a van and then drive them to fucking Abu Dhabi and fucking sell them, on the lineup.
Like, now people are getting convicted for...
Like Taken, like the movie Taken. That right there is human trafficking.
Yeah. Or being a P.
Yeah, or being a P. That can be human.
Is kind
of that's human trafficking. All right. Yeah, I'll give it that one.
But
you know what I'm saying? I think that's a harsh, charge for even being a P. I think it should be soliciting as well.
Because when you're being a P,
it depends.
Some is by choice, but sometimes it's not by choice. Sometimes it's forced. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and if they try to get away, then they use tactics to keep them, and they're usually violent tactics. You know what I'm saying? So
the thing is with being a P, like some of them, like it's so hard to know what is what nowadays because you have like OnlyFans managers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Are they Ps? You know what I'm saying?
They could be.
They could be, but they also could not be.
Yeah, yeah.
They could also just be managing this girl's OnlyFans, and she's mad because she has to pay him 20%. And then next thing you know, she says, he's my pimp, and then now he goes to jail.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I know an OnlyFans manager, and he does really well.
Yeah.
Like he is an OnlyFans manager.
Yeah.
Like a girl could come to him, not know how to make $1 on OnlyFans. And he's got everything. He knows the setups. He knows how to do the money. He knows the lighting, he knows the cameras, he knows where to post that, start on Reddit, talk to them here, move that, boom, this is how you build a fan base. This is when you start getting more money, is when you elevate how far you go.
Yeah. And now girls are doing it to girls.
It's a science, bro.
Yeah, there's a science to it, definitely, and but I mean, I'm just saying, like, even with the P's, like sometimes that could be a hard charge. You know what I mean? I think it really... There's a lot of gray lining there. It's a gray line business.
Yeah, for sure. It's a dirty business.
It's a dirty business. It could be super wrong or it could be done perfectly and then still you go to jail even though you did no wrong. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Well, moving on. Bitcoin hits $108,000 a coin. And I don't deserve to be rich, dude, because you know what? A couple years ago, I was on this podcast saying I know Bitcoin's going to hit 100K. Get in and buy and this and that. And I bought a little bit. And I sold it, and I'm not rich today. And I knew it was going to hit 100K. I just didn't have faith.
Bro, dude, you always do that, dude. And then you know what, dude? You look at me, like, with my money in Ethereum and tell me, yo, you got to sell it. And then I'll be like, nah. And then it goes down, and I really believe you. And then it shoots back up, and I'm like, bro.
Ethereum is not Bitcoin, though.
Ethereum's right behind Bitcoin. No, Ethereum's the second one to Bitcoin, yeah.
No, it's not. How much is an Ethereum coin?
It's about... 2 racks.
2 racks.
Yeah.
And how much is a Bitcoin?
It's about 100K. Yeah, but I said second.
108K, sir.
Yeah, but I said second. What other coin is that?
They're not right behind each other.
What other coin?
Your mistake was that you put money into Ethereum when you should have put it into Bitcoin. Had you had put the money into Bitcoin,
I would have been stupid rich, bro.
You might have been.
I would have bought a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I put a lot of money in there, dude.
Yeah. My thing with that whole thing is that every time, like if I buy today at 108, Tomorrow it's gonna be 101.
No, you got to buy it while it's
The next
down.
day it's gonna be 98.
Yeah.
The next day it's gonna be 96, and I'm gonna be sitting here crying, saying the same shit.
And then you're gonna sell it, and that shit's gonna hit 200K.
Exactly. That's why I don't mess with it, dude. That's why I don't mess with it.
Yo, you know what? Yo, when you do something like that, like a lot of people want to do this get rich quick tactic. Now, listen, I'm not a rich man, and I don't know the way, and I'm not gonna give nobody financial advice. But I will say, if you do want to fuck around with crypto, buy it, hold it, leave it alone, forget about it. Go a big chunk, like grab like a 2K, put that shit there, then don't look at it no more. Next thing you know, your friend's gonna tell you, bro, Bitcoin went up, and then you're gonna be like, really? You're gonna look at your account?
But that's just say 10. Like established coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, you can't do those.
When you get a
coins.
shit coin, don't go and put $5,000 into Shimu Ibu and then sit there and sit on it for 20 years. Like you got to pump and dump that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but there's no getting rich quick, dude. That's like straight luck. There's no tactic into knowing whether a fucking meme coin is gonna make you rich. Like, don't listen to all those fucking
speaking of
nerds.
I hit the I hit the Hard Rock Casino. Came up on roulette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
Lucky red. I got $400.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
You don't gamble like me, dude.
No.
I be ready. When I go gamble, like I like to go big, dude.
Yeah.
Like I be like sometimes
I don't know.
think
To me, taking a crisp $100 bill, putting it on the table on red for one spin, that's all the thrill I need. You know what I'm saying? I work hard to make $100.
Yeah, but you know me, like I'll put 100 there and I'll make 200. I'm like, I'm so stupid. I could have made 2,000.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. This next one, I'm doing 1,000. Put 1,000, lose it. I go, all right, this time I got to double it up. Yeah. Double it up, lose it, and go, okay, I'm done. I lost all my money.
Yeah,
that's my world, dude.
I did. I had cheap thrills, dude. It made my night both nights. You know what I'm saying? Because I stuck with it. I was like, yo, I'm going to go red and on all of it. I don't care. I'm going red. First hand I put, $100, boom, black. I said, oh, damn. That shit hurt. My heart sunk down. I was like, damn.
Yeah, the heart sinks.
Yeah, I had like $400 bills in my pocket.
But 100, I really don't give a fuck about 100, dude.
So I'm just telling you, dude. So I took out another 100 out of the 400 that I had to try to get my $100 back, right?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, if I lose this one, I pretty much worked all night for free. I put the 100, I get my 100 back because it came out red. You know what I mean? So now I got my $100 back. I'm even. Something in me wanted to leave a winner that day, right? So I put another 100. Boom, red again. Got my $100, wrote out. Next day I went back, won 200 on red. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're up right now.
200. So really like $380 in total.
Yeah, you're up.
Yeah, I got to stop going.
Now what I suck at is those Hard Rock Bet, the app, dude.
Yeah, that's impossible.
I always lose on that shit.
Because sports is so unpredictable.
Yeah, bro.
And they got it, and the bookie has it to a science, bro. Like, they're better than you. Like, I don't know if it's AI that calculates who's going to win or not. It has to be. But they have it down to a science, bro, where they're not going to lose, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
They're not going to lose. So it's hard to beat them. Speaking of that, the Knicks, bro. The Knicks are down 3-1. They're about to get eliminated by the Pacers, dude.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that'll suck. Dude.
Rough time for the Knicks fans, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I was happy for them. I thought they were going places, but I mean the series ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? It's not over till it's over. Till the fat lady sings, but it's not looking.
Last
good.
game they played, they weren't home, were they?
I believe so. I believe they were home.
Oh yeah. Might be done.
It was tonight. Well, let's see what's gonna happen, man. That's it. That's all the time we got for today. We appreciate you guys watching. Happy Memorial Day. Christ is King. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Bow.